Hello, welcome to MGP607. I'm Kev, and with me as ever, there's Sheepdog, Anna, and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello! It's
Hello.
everybody's favourite time of year. It's new console day, everybody. Hooray! How exciting. Are we all very excited?
Aye, it was good. Did yours arrive on time?
Not really.
I mean, by on time, it arrived about an hour ago. So I've successfully managed to transfer over my saves for my previous one and download that £8 demo. And no, I've done nothing else. So I've not actually played a game on it. It looks shiny. It's nice and big. We're talking about the Switch 2, of course, boys and girls. If you are listening way in the future, it's Switch 2 launch day. It's very nice and big. It feels nice in the old hand. I like the way the Joy-Cons pop in and out on the side. And I understand there's probably some games on it as well. But frankly, that's secondary to all of the other stuff. I'm desperate to peel off this screen that people keep telling me I shouldn't peel off. I really want to give that a bit of a peeling.
You're not allowed to.
I know. I mean, they shouldn't have said. If they hadn't have said, I never would have done. I've still got the tempered glass one that you put on my first Switch. Even though it's got a crack in it. Once something like that's on, I'm not taking it off, but I'm also never going to put one on either. But now I know it's there, I don't
think it's tempered glass. I think it's something to do with the screen.
Yeah, I think it's like how you're not supposed to peel it off the telly. It's that kind of deal, isn't it? It's not actually a screen protector. It's part of the screen. And people are morons. So I imagine their first user groups just all started peeling it off thinking it was a screen protector because they're idiots. So they had to put.
Could you imagine being given
message.
a test? Like they go, oh yeah, here's our new console. You can have it for the next, month or whatever. We're not going to tell you anything, and then half of them just came back completely peeled and shredded.
Yeah, people are morons. You got to remember people are morons. I mean, I've already had my people are morons moment with it as well because I didn't bother ordering an SD card with mine, thinking one of the many high-speed SD cards I use for filming 4K footage on cameras, or maybe some of the ones I've had for my Steam Deck or my previous Switch. Here's me as an idiot thinking any of them might work. Oh no, if it doesn't have a picture of Mario on it, it doesn't work.
Oh, so they're doing the
EX, isn't it, or something?
They're doing the.
They've gone full Sony.
Then.
Yeah.
No, they haven't. No, they haven't.
No, it has to be like a extra fast one, doesn't it? Or something?
I mean, I've got all the
SD
extra
Express.
fast ones. Yeah.
No, you don't. Like you don't. These are new. These are literally new.
Yeah, exactly. So they've done a Sony. No one owns these.
Anyone can make them.
This. Yeah, but no one else is. I've been on Amazon. The only one you can buy on Amazon has got Mario's face on it.
Well, that's because they've stocked them. That's why they've stocked them up. But I mean, they are out there. I saw them available this morning, briefly. They're all snapped up.
I'm not amused. 256 gig for 50 quid. So I've not bought one. I'll go without, thank you, because my Steam Deck's got a 1 terabyte one that I paid about 80 quid for, and is perfectly fast enough. And my cameras have 512s in that are perfectly fast enough to film in 4K with audio and never have a problem. So I don't know why this needs Mr. Fancy Mario SD card, but I'll wait until they are more widely available. I didn't know. I mean, I've paid no attention to all of the pre-launch stuff, so I didn't. I mean, I assume this is something people knew in advance, or has this been a lovely surprise for everybody?
I tried to put I didn't even read the instructions properly, and I just stuck my old one in, and it was like, this isn't compatible.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's probably what you told me before I put it in.
Pab no doubt has a shiny new one, don't you?
Yeah, just because I didn't know. I don't know how big games are going to be. I don't want to be in a situation like.
Have you got the 256 one, or is there a bigger one available? Yeah. Is that the only one that's available?
There are bigger ones available, but
not on Amazon. There aren't.
Don't go on Amazon then.
I don't know where else to buy SD cards from.
Yeah, you can get a Snorlax one for £140.
Oh, I'm in.
1 terabyte.
Yeah, I'm all over that.
Not the thingy one, not the Express ones.
Yeah, this is the problem.
No, it isn't actually. You're right. No,
these
I typed
Express
in
ones. The only one on there has got Mario's face on.
Yeah.
So it is silly. So I mean, they might not have. They might be trying to make us think they've not gone full Sony. At the moment, it feels like they've gone full Sony with it, just through circumstance. So I'm a little bit upset about that.
My experience of setting up was mixed because I thought, this is quite straightforward. The dock's there. I wired it all up, docked it all up, sat down to install it, and it said, "Oh no, you need to take it out and have it in handheld mode." And I was like, "Oh, that's annoying." So I had it in handheld mode to set up. But then I think the only problem I had with it all was that it basically, when I was transferring from my old Switch, after I'd basically, first off, it told me that I needed to link my son's account to me, otherwise it would delete him. And I thought, well, I don't
What,
want
his
it to come off
account
this
or
Switch.
him as a person?
Him as a person, but
Okay.
like
Oh.
it was insisting on removing him from the old Switch, even though he wasn't linked to anything. And I thought that's just weird, but that was fine because I figured out why I was unable to link him before. But then when I had it all set up and I went to install Mario Kart World, it said to me, if I want to use this digital cartridge that they're giving me, then I needed to pair Oliver's Switch with my Switch for it to be able to do it. And I kept being like, I tried doing that. I don't have this Switch nearby. And it was like, if you no longer have it, just delete it from your account. And I thought, well, I don't want to do that. I just don't want to have to go up to his room and look for it because it's irrelevant. I'm not even a user on that Switch. So there was no way around that.
Well,
And in
I've
the
had
end, I
a
to go
few
and get
people.
his.
I've had a few people on TikTok telling me that with these digital cards, you can't share them across accounts, even if you've got multiple accounts on the same device. So, like, if I've got the physical version of Mario Kart, but if I had the digital one, and me and Anna both have a login on this Switch, we wouldn't both be able to use it. It would only be me. I don't know if that's true or not. I've not checked it, but that's what TikTok has been telling me.
It might mean simultaneously because I know that I doubt it's changed much from the last lot, but it always used to
Well,
check
that's the
if I
thing. I
tried
think
to
it
play a
has
game.
changed quite a lot. I think that's why
Mm.
people are in such a kerfuffle about the digital stuff, because they've made it much less convenient, but then they've also barely released any games as physical ones on cartridges, like 4 games that are actually on the cartridge. There's lots of cartridges, but they're all just these digital keys. I think there's only like I say, 3 or 4 games that are actually on the cartridges, and they're the only ones that you can like share with family members. So
Well, yeah,
again, don't know how true it is. Feel free to contact Sheepdog over on Blue Sky, and you can tell him all about it. But yeah, that was
once I paired it, it said on Ollie's Switch because I went and found that he has the handheld Switch 1, and I just had to sit there, and it would say to me, "These are the games that we're going to make you be able to share between this Switch and the Switch 2." And I was just like, "Whatever, okay." I just want to play Mario Kart, so I pressed OK on that. But I don't think I wiped his Switch. I'm 99% sure I didn't wipe his Switch, but I was just hitting A. It sent all the save games
one day
across.
you should learn to read, sir.
I just don't have the patience for it. I'm pretty sure I didn't erase his Switch. I definitely erased mine. Although, even then, I was like, that was pretty quick. Did you really erase, or did you just send everything over? I don't really know what to expect there.
I think if you haven't specifically gone back in and erased it afterwards, you haven't erased it, because I had to manually do that after I did the transfer, because mine's already on eBay. Slung it straight on eBay. Did the transfer. The eBay photo is literally the screen showing that it's currently reformatting, because I couldn't wait for that to finish before I put it on eBay, because
Wow.
I need to get my pennies back. Need to cover the
Couple of
cost
days
of
ago,
Mario Kart.
I got an email from Costco saying that they were selling Switches for 250 quid with 2 games, and I just thought, that's filth. That's just them trying to shift stock before the new one comes out, isn't it? But
I mean, talking of
everyone's...
stock, I went on Amazon this morning looking for the SD cards, and they actually had Switch 2s in stock. They don't have them in stock again now, but this morning they had them in stock for delivery tomorrow. So I'm glad I cancelled my second one, because if I hadn't have done, I don't think it'd have been much fun in flipping it, because they have been in stock at various places.
Seems like they've been everywhere. Yeah. I know people, like a lot of Americans and over there in the US, have said it's like been.
Yeah, but they're mental.
Not been easy to do.
It seems. I think a lot of people
Yeah.
don't really understand what it is. That, again, I've made a couple of TikToks about it today, and some of the things people are saying, it's like, I don't really get what the point of the upgrade is. I mean, it doesn't look any different. And I guess to the untrained eye, I mean, it gets into Pab and his frame rate, Emperor's New Clothes nonsense. I mean, if you're not a complete nerd, what actually is the reason for the upgrade? There's a new Mario Kart game, and that's about it. And I think if you're not into Mario Kart at the moment, there's perhaps not that reason to motivate people into doing that upgrade. which is it'll be interesting to see if they somehow get themselves into another Wii U style flop by just marketing it and naming it badly, because they've been down this road before. It's obviously an upgrade. It feels like a really nice premium bit of kit, but if that message hasn't filtered through to normal people, then we're going to have a completely new console in 3 years again, and this one will be laughed at, which will be very
I feel
sad.
like their mistake with, I mean, not just their only mistake with the Wii U, but one thing about it was there was never a point with that where I felt like, oh God, I need to buy it because I'm missing out on this specific game.
Well, isn't that exactly the situation we're in with this?
Well, right now, yes, but the new Pokemon game's out in like
But that's
3
also
months.
out on the old Switch.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that, to be honest. And well, that's a bit of a mistake, I suppose, in a way, maybe. But also, they wouldn't have got as many sales. But there'll be What I'm trying to say is they'll be releasing games. So the whole lifetime of the Switch, I never felt like there was a single game I wanted to buy on it. The Wii U, sorry. There was never a point where I thought I am missing out by not owning a Wii U. It literally had no games on it I wanted to play that I was aware of. Like, I'm not saying there's none, but I'm just saying I'm not aware of any that came out on it that made me think, oh, damn, I wish I had one. Whereas you would assume that Gen 10 Pokemon is only going to be on this. The next Zelda game is only going to be on this. Mario Kart's only going to be on this from now on, kind of thing. Although I know they're all kind of much the same. But yeah, I would expect that they're actually going to put their main games on this. You know, there's no avoiding. If you want to play all of the games that you love, you're going to have to get this one.
But
And
that
that's
was
probably
the
gonna be a
case with
difference
the
maker.
Wii U, and it was just the communication thing didn't really work. They had a new Zelda game, they had a new Mario game. There were exciting new Nintendo exclusive games that came out on the Wii U, but it just got kind of caught in 32X land where people thought it was an add-on for the Wii. And I do worry the fact that even if you put the box of the Switch and the Switch 2 side by side, it's quite difficult to tell them apart if you can put it next to the OLED box. Anna, I am interested in your thoughts as someone who has decided not to take the plunge, but are a big gamer. Do you see yourself getting your little hands on one this year?
No,
Why is that?
because I have a Switch already.
And there's
And
nothing about.
No, I don't play Pokemon. I haven't even touched the sides of the Zelda that came out recently, and my Switch has been in its pouch since we were maybe on the cruise, maybe before that. I don't remember last time I played on it. So why do I want one of these when I don't play the one I have? So I'm not bothered. I was just playing with you earlier when I took yours off you.
Yeah, mine arrived and Anna was like, "Where's mine?" And I offered you one for Mum.
No, I took his and went, "Thank you for my present," and walked off.
I mean, what I might do, because I mean, me and Sheepdog, complete opposites. He's trying to set it up in the dock. I haven't even checked there's a dock in the box. I assume there's one in there somewhere. But we could dock it downstairs and we could have a bit of Mario Kart together later on if you want to have a go on one and see what it's like. I mean, I've not played it yet either. But we could potentially do a little bit of multiplayer, which I don't know.
Right.
Wow, she's not even going to be sold on Mario Kart.
I will say, so me and the family played Mario Kart tonight, and it is pretty cool. Having 24 racers on the grid is carnage. Like, I feel like there was points where I was first, and then suddenly I was 7th, and then I was like 15th, and then I was slipping back even further, and then I sort of jumped back up again to sort of 4th and 3rd. I was a bit. I mean, I get some of that's just me being rusty, but it really did feel like everyone's kind of just gunning for you, and B, they're quite. I mean, I know they're always clever in that they avoid the attacks, but they were all using. So if you threw a shell at a character, it would use that sound thing to just stop the shell hitting it. So it wasn't as like simple as just lobbing your red shell off and whatever like it used to be. It's kind of they feel a bit more savvy at avoiding your attacks, which was cool. We did a battle right at the end before the podcast, and I think we lost the first round and won the next 2 rounds, but it was quite close. And I just thought, oh, okay, this feels a bit more intelligent. I would assume they've done some sort of upgrade there. I haven't.
Have you done any of the open worldy stuff on it yet? Is that
not yet? Because I was planning. I sat down to do that, and I had all that faff with the pairing the other Switch and all that nonsense. And then I was just literally, I pressed go on Mario Kart World and was ready to drive around the world. And then my son got home from school and I was like, oh, yeah, you can play with me, thinking, oh, I really wanted to try
That's the bit I'm most interested in seeing. I want to know, is it just driving from race to race, or is there going to be stuff to do in between, Forza Horizon style? And like I said, there is stuff to do in between. Oh, Pabby.
Yes, within reason.
Pabby.
Yes.
Am I going to be hunting
minutes.
for cars hidden in the woods? That was my favourite thing to do on Forza Horizon. I want to go and find sheds with old cars in the woods.
Potentially.
If it's got that, that's all I need.
I feel like it's either cars or character outfits.
I want to be driving around and Anna telling me where to look in the woods, because that's what we used to do on Forza Horizon. She very rarely watches me play games ever, but for some reason there have been multiple times when I've been playing Forza Horizon looking for things in the woods, and Anna's appeared and told me where to look. And I want to be told where to look by my passenger. So
from what I played it for about 10 minutes, the free roam mode. And it's just an open world map with Mario Kart tracks on it, and then in between it's just from what I played, I just jumped on like a motorway and just belted it down the road as if I was going to the next track sort of thing, and then just kind of veered off. And then I wandered into, I think it must have been a Wario themed like course, and there was just a random objective thing that it's almost like a side quest sort of thing. There was just a button that I pressed, and then suddenly there was rings around, and I had to get through them in a certain number of time, and then I completed it, and I completed that challenge, I think, and then I think I unlocked something for doing that. But there are things in the world to discover and find based on, like I say, just probably 10, 15 minutes that I did play that.
Well, that's all I needed to know. I'm sold. That's £70.
No, listen.
That's £70 well spent.
Sorry, I'll let Pab finish, but I've got something else that you're like.
Like I say, don't hold it up to that Forza Horizon standard.
No, you've set the bar now, Pab. That's what I'm expecting.
I'll be honest with you. I played Forza Horizon 5 either last weekend or the weekend before, and I turned it off because it was just too much. It was just I opened the map and it was like icon, just a world full of icons.
Yeah, I mean,
I
don't think I've played Forza Horizon since 2, so right. I don't need it to be like the new ones. I want that original Forza Horizon Test Drive Unlimited style thing from way back when.
Yeah, you might. I don't know how much There was also on the map there was an icon for characters, so I don't know if you go and speak to the characters or unlock things for the characters or something like that. There were character icons on the map. I do find anybody.
I saw Waluigi wearing a sombrero in one of the races, and I thought, where's he got that from?
Yeah,
I want a sombrero.
I think it was Luchador Wario as well, I think.
One race, Kev, there was giraffes running around.
I'm in.
And one of the races that you can pick at the start is Monty. Good old Monty.
Monty.
There you go.
We should play Monty.
I
do like a game of Monty.
Yeah, I was going to shout it. I thought I better not. I wrecked my mic.
Have either of you played the other thing that I forget the name of? The $7.99 jobby, the demo thing.
Welcome Tour. Yes.
Tell us about the Welcome Tour, because I've just paid for it. It's downloaded.
I've played, again, about 10 to 15 minutes of it because, like I say, I had about an hour's worth of gameplay in me. So based on what I read, to complete the game, you will need a 4K TV.
I think we've probably all got one of those.
You will need all the accessories to complete the game.
Do you mean all the accessories, like the camera, the pervert camera?
Yes.
Oh, I don't want a pervert camera.
To complete the game. It's not necessarily to...
You know me, I'm a completionist. I leave no game uncompleted.
Yes, you very much are.
I've just typed pervert camera into Amazon. No, that's not what it's actually called, is it? What's it actually called?
Why are you buying the camera? You don't need it.
I'm not buying the camera. I want to know how much it is so I can complain in a minute. I'm setting up a bit.
If you have a USB-C camera, it will probably work.
Okay, so just like a webcam?
Yes.
Okay.
And it probably has a higher resolution than the camera that is available to you.
I've got a couple of Elgato webcams knocking around.
Yeah, they might work especially if the USB-C ones.
Yeah.
but yeah, based on what I played, you're a little character that starts off and you're just wandering about on the Joy-Con, and there are like a series of like stalls there on there, and you can talk to the people there, and he just pretty much tell you what is going on, sort of thing, with the Joy-Con and stuff. And they're also on these Joy-Cons. They're like they're effectively like little tech demos. And I played one where you go into mouse mode and you have to just move, like dodge all these like falling spike bombs across the screen, and then it's like it's time based. I think I got 2 gold medals. I don't know if you can get 3 or 4. Maybe I did it for about 30 seconds and it got me. And then it unlocks a stage 2 of that. So there's more to that than that. And then I went on to one where it was, which one was the next one? Where it was the HD Rumble mini game, where I had to like, again in mouse mode, kind of move back and forth across the screen and detect the highest vibration across the thing, and then the closer I got, the higher points I got. Again, unlocked a second level. Each time I did it, I feel like I got 2 gold medals for the first one, 2 gold medals for the second one, and I went to something else. It said you require 7 gold medals. So I can't do that at the minute. So I couldn't move on past that. So then I went back up to the top of the little Joy-Con, wandered around, and then you can literally like, there's like a prompt every time you go up to something. So I did a prompt at the screenshot button. I clicked it, and it came up as like a checklist down the side, and it like ticked it off, like screenshot button. So then I did that on all the buttons on the controller, and it checked them off. So I wonder if there's like almost like a checklist kind of thing of the game, like a collectathon of like trying to find all the different pieces. And I think you have to do that as well to progress like onto the next, because like there's a bridge like crossing over like to the main console, I think. And it, like I say, it wouldn't let me across right now. So I just went, right, okay, I've got limited time. I need to play other things. So that's all I did really. But like I say, for $7.99, it seemed all right for what it was. For what it was, it seemed okay. But time will tell. We'll have better impressions next week when we've had time to play it more, and Kev will tell me it's bobbins.
Yeah, I'll tell you it's gimmicky nonsense.
I mean, I didn't get it.
You can see
it. By it.
I can see. They said it deserves. I don't know, it deserves the price tag because it's the amount of work that's put into it, and you can see the work that's gone into it. But the goodwill, it goes a long way. If it would have been free, you could see people be like Sheepdog it's rubbed them the wrong way.
Everything rubs
to
him
pay
the
for
wrong
something
way.
that
He's rubbed the wrong way by default.
Yeah, I was quite hyped, but then I just felt like that was a bit rude. It's such a small petty amount to charge for it for what is basically a tech demo.
I mean, it's cheaper than 1-2 Switch was.
Cheaper than? No, it's not.
Yeah, that was.
No, it's not. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. 1-2 Switch was. It was more like a mini.
Is it more or less of a game than 1-2 Switch?
Less.
Okay.
It's 1-2 Switch is a mini, like basically like just mini games from Mario Party for what it is, for what it's worth. This is. I don't think there's any multiplayer in this, from what I can tell. 1-2 Switch was very much a multiplayer game. I could be wrong. Could be completely wrong. But like I say, based on the 15 minutes I've played, it seems like there is. I didn't get in there going, this is crap. I definitely was like, I'll try this again later on, sort of thing. It does make you, like, say, certain things are going to be required of you. I paired up my Pro controller from the Switch 1. It doesn't want me to do that because obviously it wants you to show off the new features and use the Joy-Cons. So I had to unclip them from the Switch and have them handheld mode, sort of thing. So you will need to do certain things in a certain way. So you can't just. It wants you to do things in a certain way. But
I will do what I can.
Good.
This might be my first 100% completed game on a Switch 2. First of many. Has anyone got any other games for it, or are we all just Mario Kart?
I did get the upgrade for Tears of the Kingdom. As far as I can tell, it's downloading still as we speak. I don't know if it's just. I think it just
Do you have to
came
pay
at
for
a
that?
wrong time for me. $7.99 for the
For an-
upgrade.
See, that rubs me the wrong way more than charging for
No,
for the demo. It's a
No.
game you already own, but to play it
yeah,
on
but
this device, you've got to
it's
pay
a Switch
more.
2 edition.
What does that mean?
So you can play the Switch 1 version of it fine if you want to play the Switch 1 version, but it has this is probably the wrong game to be giving that example with, but it has additional features with the Switch 2 edition. There's like Mario Party Jamboree Switch 2 edition has additional games and stuff to incorporate the camera. Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild. There's a number of games that have Switch 2 editions that have additional features. The Kirby game, which is out in August, I think, has a whole new levels, which is part of a Switch 2 edition.
Well, that's different. You could just buy that for the Switch 2, can't you? That's
Yes, well, you can buy.
that's
Tears of the
they're not
Kingdom.
asking you to pay extra.
For what?
The
Well, we
the
already own
Pokemon-
Tears of the Kingdom. If I want
Yeah.
to play the most up to date version on this, I've got to pay more for
You
it.
pay $7.99 for it, but like I say, you can just play the Switch 1 version.
I'm not.
But
I
it doesn't have
can't,
it doesn't have the better frame rate. It doesn't have.
Well, Scarlet and
better-
Violet have got a free upgrade, so it makes the frame rate and all of that better. I saw a video of it being played, and you get so many more Pokemon spawning on the. You know when you're going across those lakes and you're getting chased by those fish and that is everywhere. There's like Pokemon just all over the place. It's
Mhm.
very vibrant and alive. And yeah, it's just a free update thing that makes it better.
Yeah.
I mean, part of me thinks they're probably trying to buy back some faith on the fact that people were a bit grumpy about it getting a bit clunky for them. I've always said I'd have really had any problems with it, but I'm intrigued to check it out and see how much different it is. I'm sure it'll feel good on there. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool to doing a free one. I'm surprised they didn't just do that with Zelda and so forth.
Yeah, like I say, there are additional things in there that are based on. There's things connected to the Nintendo app as well now, where you can. They've made it like a second screen experience thing where you can literally have it do sat nav based things in your phone to direct you to certain things in the game. And I'm not going to use that, but some people might find that useful. There's also like a journal thing in there now, so you can take notes. Again, not really for me, but like I say, the Zelda games, like I say, it's a bit more egregious with them because it isn't as much of an upgrade per se. Like I say, this is the lesser of the upgrades as well, I imagine, in the sense of this one was $7.99. I think the Kirby one and the Mario Party Jamboree one, which have significant, like say, updates to it with additional with like significant additional content, will be a higher price. I think it'll probably be closer to £15. I can't remember it. I did say it somewhere, but I can't remember what it was.
Interesting. Well,
yeah.
more importantly, I've downloaded Balatro, Minecraft, and Stardew Valley, so I'm set. I don't need any new games.
Yes,
Minecraft would go quite far in the distance, won't you, with your vision?
Oh yeah, looking forward to giving Minecraft a bash on it. See how much better it is. Oh, very
Has
exciting.
Minecraft got an update for it?
Dunno.
Has that been a confirmed update?
No idea. I've got it downloaded. I don't know if it's an improved, sexy version or what. Probably not.
You won't notice any difference then.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, I can't tell all this made-up stuff that you talk about. I may as well be playing it on a Game Boy.
Well, I look forward to you next week after playing the Welcome Tour and playing the frame rate mini game, and suddenly the world has changed for you. It won't.
Well, there you go, boys and girls. That is the Switch 2 detailed review. Everybody go and buy one through my Amazon affiliate link, even though they're all sold out now. So probably don't bother. Doesn't matter now. They're all gone.
You never know.
I'm pleased that I've got it. I'm a bit like, we'll play Mario Kart for a bit and then it'll just sit there to the next thing, I suppose, which could very well be October. There was rumours that got me excited saying that Silksong was coming in June, and then I figured that wasn't going to be real. Like I'm beyond falling for that now, but a little bit of me was like, that would be good timing because they'll know that we'll all play a bit of Mario Kart and then go, oh yeah, I need something else now, and then that dropping would have been sweet, But Yeah, I don't really. I'm guessing there's got to be some third-party stuff that
I mean,
I've just not
you
seen.
can already get Paris Saint-Germain thumb grip caps, I've noticed, for it.
Mm.
So if you want some of them, they're available. Or Spider-Man or Manchester United are the ones available on
Oh.
Amazon. So if you want any of those, fill your boots. Civilization 7's on it, is it? Interesting. That
Is it
might
on
be a good.
release? I think so, maybe.
Yeah, I see. It's a download code only,
Oh.
so there's no point buying it in a box when it's just a download
No.
code.
No.
But I'd be
Yeah.
interested in maybe testing out the whole mouse thing with something like that, because presumably you
potentially
can mouse
that-
control it with
Yes, I
that.
think so. Yeah. I did get the GameCube controller.
Yeah.
I got the
So-
GameCube controller. I didn't try any GameCube games out. They only seem to be free available right now, which was Wind Waker, F-Zero GX, is it? The GameCube one, and Soul Calibur 2. I didn't get a chance to play them. But I did confirm that you can use the GameCube controller as a regular controller.
Even though
Based
it's
on
the
my
most
knowledge,
irregular controller in history.
yeah, I was under the impression, I thought that like what I'd read like a couple of months back was that it was only going to work with the GameCube stuff. Yeah, it works fine, apart from the negative thing of it, like when it wants you to push the left stick, like L3 sort of thing. There isn't an L3 on the GameCube controller, so you can't push the left stick in with it. But other than that, it was working absolutely fine when I
So
was playing
it
Mario
looks like
Kart with it.
It looks like a GameCube controller, but it doesn't have the one thing the GameCube controller had.
What?
Good.
You just said it didn't have the L3 controller, didn't you?
No, it doesn't have that. The left, when you push the left stick in, like the L3.
Oh, sorry.
button.
I thought you. Sorry. Okay. I thought you meant that little yellow controller the GameCube
No, the
controller
C
had.
stick.
That's it. C stick.
No, that works there. That basically works as a second the right analog stick. It's got like a tiny little Z like left shoulder bumper. I think I'll just turn my switch on with this inadvertently. There you go. We're pressing the buttons. But yeah, it does have it looks weird. There's like the ZR button is there's like the Z button on the right hand side is there, and there's like a tiny ZL button, which just acts as the left shoulder button.
You say
basically.
Z one more time, I'm going to throw you in the
zebra.
I was about to segue then, Pabby, but Kevin interrupted. I was going to say, speaking of Skiel, I completed Expedition 33 the other day.
Well, before you do
Great
that,
time.
I'm going to throw to Anna because she hasn't said a word in half an hour and I don't want her to fall asleep. So let's let Anna go before any of us
fair
go.
enough.
Because she didn't get the Switch and she's very sad about it, I imagine.
No.
I don't think she is. I don't think Anna's
care.
bothered.
But she loves sharks.
What does
What?
that do with anything?
It's not got to do with anything.
Tell us what you've been playing, Anna.
What have I been playing? I've been playing some of that Metaphor game.
Greatest game in
Fantasio?
history.
Yeah, but I fell asleep, so I don't quite know what's happening.
Understandable.
That's
I don't
the
know
benefit
why.
of auto battling.
I don't know. I don't know why the castle is in the sky. I have no idea.
Because they flew it.
I fell asleep. Because I had.
Genuinely, it's as simple as because they flew it.
I don't think they did.
Well, I mean,
think-
that's how it's in the sky. It took off.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why it's in the sky because I had it on auto bloody speaking. So I'm guessing it was on
Auto speaking and auto battling.
No, I did have it on auto battling because I liked the battling, but it must have been like a long cutscene because I was gone.
It does have some of them and very nice music that can send you off as well.
Yeah, so I fell asleep, so I don't know why it's in the sky. So I need to go and find a video of that. But for what I'm getting of it, apparently it's like Persona, but in fantasy, as in it's in like old style games.
Yeah, exactly. That. With the soundtrack from Nier Automata.
Yeah, something to do with that.
Yeah, it's the same soundtrack.
It's better than that.
They're both great.
But yeah, it's very long to get into. It's all like all Persona games, very very long to get into. I just want to battle. I don't want these long cutscenes. I'm not into that. And then like I put it down because I didn't know what was going on, and I went, Kevin, what's happening? It's like Persona, but not as great as Persona.
No, it's better than Persona. This is the best Persona game ever.
Yeah, but it's just you've got 10 days. 10 days to what? What have I got to, because I don't know what I'm supposed to
So do the task, whatever the task is.
So yeah, I just ran around the town doing quests for people, because apparently your days and nights are split into two, and if you've done too much in the day, you can't do anything at night. So it's just Persona rules. So I put that down. And then I went and played GTA 5 for a bit. Just felt like it. You know, when you just feel like you want to play something like that.
Yes.
So I just
He's playing just like the regular stories, kind of just into their world and just wandered about.
Yeah, just the normal thing, just going around, going. This does look like LA. It's ridiculous, like because I've seen because of obviously I'm more into games and whatnot, and I see like clips of LA on the news, and I'm thinking that's in GTA 5. Like all the things that are in LA are in was it Los Santos? I can't remember what it. Yeah, but it all looks the same. It's ridiculous. I think it is like exactly the same with a few like things just put here and there, but it is ridiculous how similar it is. But I just played that for a little bit, and then I got bored with that, so I played Stellar Blade. Or is that what it's called? Yeah, just went back to that, just started that again, because it is a fun game. I like this game because you get you put it in and you start the game up, and it asks you, do you want to play story mode or do you want to play the normal mode? And I'm like, I don't want to play the normal mode. I just want the story. I don't need to go into that play like these big monsters. I'm not into that. I don't care for it. I like exploring the world, and obviously it's post-apocalyptic. So I went, yes, I will have story, because there's only them two options, story or normal, and I was like, you know what, story is fine. Thank you for giving me that option. Because sometimes some games will go, oh, you're playing it on story mode. What are you, a girl? And I'm thinking that's really offensive first and most. And then it's just like, yeah, I do want that. I don't need the stress of games in my life. So I've been playing that for a bit. I've just got to the big community with the strange man in the hall. I don't really want to give much away, but yeah, I've just been taking on the alphas in that. And they're very strange looking, but because it's in easy mode. It's not easy, or not easy, story mode. It's not easy, but as long as you understand how your moves work, you're pretty much all right. And that's been my week. I've just been very tired. I hoovered the other day, and I've now messed my back up really badly. I shouldn't have done it, but the carpet needed doing, and I was like, I need to hoover, and I've done it, and now I've really hurt my back, which means I can't sleep, which means I'm staying awake all night, just laying there, wishing I would go to sleep, and then in the daytime, I sleep because I am passing out on the sofa. So it's not been a great week. So that's why I don't know what's going on in, what's it called? Metaphor.
Metaphor.
So yeah, that is me. But I have made a Dalmatian, and I have made the Pixar lamp.
In Lego, we should clarify. She hasn't made a Dalmatian.
Okay.
I made the Dalmatian. And the Luxo Junior, is that his name? The Pixar lamp.
Oh, Lampy, I think they call him.
The lamp is so good because you're building it, and there is so many Disney Easter eggs in that. It's ridiculous, and I'm like, this is so cool. And I was telling Kev, you need to build this. You'll get so much out of it because of all the Disney that's inside it. It's ridiculous. It's even because you're obviously building it, and as you're building it, it's putting in these features, and you're like, oh my god, that's so Like, I would never have thought of doing that, but it is so cool put together. I started it last night. I finished it this morning, but now I have to go and glue one together because my son loves the Pixar lamp, but likes to destroy Lego, so I'm going to glue it together.
And we're going to make a TikTok about it.
So people can get angry at me, apparently, but
No, they'll get angry at me. You don't like them to be angry at you. We'll make them angry at me. I'm lovable. No one can stay angry at me because I'm too delightful.
I see. But yeah, I've got to make another one. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. But yeah, that's been my my week.
Question for you, Anna.
Mhm.
Question for you. How's the dog posed?
With his bum
Where
in
did
the
you go
air.
with it? Did you go with his bum in the air?
You
Okay.
know, yeah.
Yeah, I would have gone for dog sat up, I think, if it was me.
I
rather than
just,
bum in the air.
but
I did initially. I can't decide though. Yeah.
it's just that's the playful pose, isn't it? Like, I'm gonna get you, like,
yeah.
and it's so cute, and like you can name. They've like got all the Dalmatian like main names, so there's like Patch and others because I don't remember any of the others. But there is like, I think it's like 8 stickers altogether, and then you just get like these
Really?
gold,
Okay.
like yellow things, and you just put on what you want, or you can just have a star and not name it anything. But Kevin told me I had to name it Patch to go with his cat from back in the day, so his name is Patch.
Fair
And
My previous pussy.
Wasn't your last one called Charlie?
No, my previous pussy.
Kevin, stop saying that's disgusting. Stop it. I don't like when you're like that. Yeah, a lot of white bricks though. A lot of white bricks.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Dalmatian, and then the Luxo lamp. But that has been
Of
it
course,
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back to Sheepdog and his game.
He's finishing games.
Yeah, no, I
Wow.
finished Expedition 33. I did every single thing that I
Wow.
could possibly find to do in it. I am very disappointed to say that I got 32 out of the 33 music records because I found that one of them you can just miss by. I only found out at the end of the game when reading this that as well as talking to the individual people around the campfire and building your relationships there, you can also click on the campfire and click check in with the group.
Yes.
And then it will sometimes play a scene. And I never knew that. So I'd always been going person to person.
Yeah.
And they'd just trigger sometimes on their own. And so, yeah, I missed probably lots of them throughout, but I missed specifically the one where they play music together and then you get given a song. So
yeah, okay.
there's no way of triggering that. And it meant that I couldn't. I mean, I don't think I was close to getting all of the achievements anyway. Like, I think there was probably 4 or 5 I didn't have. But I did the hardest bosses. It was funny. I was trying to do one of them and I was getting absolutely annihilated. And then I thought I must be missing something. And there was an article online that said, like, to beat them, there's lots of ways to do it. And to beat them without cheesing it, you can. And I was like, whoa. So just typed in like how to cheese this battle.
Yeah.
And turned out that I had been massively undervaluing a lot of the pictos that I had for like, when your health is low, put your damage up 50%. When you're on fire, put it up 10%. When you're inverted, put it up 20%. When you're on your own.
Yeah.
So when I piled all of them on my character, I just kind of walked in, and I don't think I quite one-shot him, but it was like, it was quick. I just kind of did the moves. I think it probably took me about 5 minutes. And then I took that move out then because I thought, well, that's just going to annoy me for the rest of the game if I one-shot every boss I come across. Like, that's just going to be a bit rubbish. But I sort of rejigged it down to... Go on, sorry.
What was your go-to team then in the end? Because I definitely had a go-to team.
So I kind of surprised myself, I think, because when I was a bit disappointed when I got Skiel, I was like, they seem cool, but my other 3 are more powerful. And then when I got Monoko, I was like, I can't see me ever using you, bud. I will. I want those moves though. And then before I knew it, I'd got to like the end of the game with basically Mael, Lune, and Monoko being my team, and I never used the others. And
Really? Yeah.
yeah, there was a proper. So what the battle that's quite hard. The way they'd advised you to do it was to send out your worst characters first, and then let your second wave team come in
Huh.
because there's like a stage in it where they throw them out of the battle. So I'd been
Oh,
trying to do
really?
it that
Right.
way, and my weakest two characters were so ridiculously weak that I spent like an evening just powering them up for a bit. Everyone had their like best weapon perfected and that kind of thing. I got all of the journal entries, which I was quite pleased with. Some of those expedition teams sounded amazing. Expedition 60, which is a bunch of hench-looking men who just went. I think if I'm reading it right, they went stark naked and were just completely like buffed. They'd been working out, and they were so tough that they just smashed their way through everything and got quite far. I was like, and then one of them came back to tell everyone the situation they'd found and just died of exhaustion at the end, basically.
Oh.
Like, didn't quite make it. And that's not really a spoiler, it's
Okay.
just a side story. But it just made me laugh, thinking like he's just this big muscly guy that just swam across the ocean but didn't quite make it. I think that's what happened to him anyway. I might be wrong.
Yeah.
My son came in as I was doing the ending, and I was like, "You don't want to ruin the ending of a game you might play." And he was like, "I'm all right." And then he was watching it and asking me questions, and I'm not obviously not going to go into anything about it, but when it had finished, we spent the next like 20 minutes just chatting about the ending and how we felt about it and what we thought of it. And then after we'd had a conversation, I went on like Reddit. Just coincidentally, I had an update, so like a notification, because I think I was reading a group about the game at one point when I was looking for advice on whether I could get this bloody song that I'd missed. And I got a notification on one of them, and then I saw that people were discussing their feelings on the ending, and so I ended up reading through some of those thoughts. And I want a game like this again now. I need a new game that's going to hit me that hard, get me thinking that much, make me really want to, because I can't decide on certain points to it. And again, I'm trying to avoid spoilers, but I'm just like, every time I think I've decided where I stand, I'm like, but this, but that, and I love that. I think that's really cool that it can be interpreted and you can feel about it how you want to feel about it. There's just so many different angles and so on, and I just think what a great game. Absolutely loved it.
I'd
Genuinely
agree.
perfect. And if that's not my game of the year, I am excited to see what I play next. Like, I can't imagine what's in store for the next 6 months to
Switch
top
to
that.
Welcome Tour.
Yeah. I suddenly thought, Kev, did you talk about Comic-Con last week?
Yeah, probably not. I mean, not that.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Did I?
I was going to say, I need to
Yes.
talk about it a little bit. I only saw Kev for a little bit there. He kind of said hello. I said I'd catch up with him in a bit, and then he went. Yeah. I launched my comic there. That was fantastic. We got quite a few people buying that. I'm currently trying to figure out how to put it on Amazon so people can buy it on there, but we're also going to have it on Etsy and Itch and some other platforms. So keep an eye out for links and that. There won't be one on the podcast yet because I haven't finished faffing and fighting with Amazon. What else did I do? I mean, I had all sorts of shenanigans stories because I wasn't here. I haven't listened to what you said, whether you said I was in prison or whatever this week. But at one point, my car decided to explode, basically, or the clutch decided to explode on it. I've had a right old faff. I've had just a ridiculous couple of weeks. So trying to think whether I played anything else along that time other than the Pokemon card game and stuff like that. I think that's probably my lot. Expedition 33 has absolutely been keeping me going. There are points where I was so like, I hadn't been sleeping properly. I was very unwell, and just playing this on the sofa has been perfect timing. I'm really going to miss it. Like, I even considered doing New Game Plus and just battling my way through it, because apparently you can complete it in like 5 hours if you do that. And I thought, 5 more hours, why not? But I don't know. Maybe I might see what other, if I know that there's like 5 achievements and then I'm done or something like that, maybe I'll do that. But otherwise, I'm just going to miss it and wallow and play Mario Kart. But over to you, Pubby.
Yes. I tend to agree with you on Expedition 33. I said it last week when I finished it last week. There's so much stuff I didn't do. There's so many things I didn't do simply because I was trying to finish it for the podcast the week before last, and I was like, I'm right at the end, and it gave me that the fake out ending sort of thing where you think you're done, and you go, yeah, okay, I'll finish it off, and then so I pushed through a lot of things I just skipped. I skipped so many things towards in that back section. So
The only thing I didn't touch was the gestural challenge things.
Oh, you didn't do them?
Oh, mate,
I did them.
they're infuriating.
Did you not just get the one where you got to climb up?
No, I've heard that's horrendous. I tried to do the one where you have to hit the fireworks back at them, and I tried to do the platforming one, and and there was one where you had to run through it quite quickly, like climbing and jumping over.
Yes.
And those three were just horrendous, so I didn't touch them. If they ever announce that they're patching that and it's going to be a bit more bearable, then maybe I'll go and have a crack at it. But
I bet there's a trophy for that.
there probably is,
I bet there is.
I just don't think it's. I don't think it's challenging because it's challenging. I think it's challenging because they were really bad at platforming code. It's probably the one fly in the ointment of the entire game. They just weren't particularly great at letting you platform.
It's not It's not a platformer at heart. I feel like they wanted some variation to some of the gameplay, and it's like just an odd mini game akin to Final Fantasy VII, where they had about 400 mini games.
Absolutely.
One.
But
And
it's just a shame that this was really hard to. I don't know, to adjust to. I couldn't get myself to just, I don't know, react the way that they wanted me to or whatever. It just, very,
I also
very uncomfortable for me.
I don't know whether they were designed to be hard because of the reward you get for it. I mean, I assume you looked at what the rewards were, just whether it was worth your time.
The swimsuits, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
I never used them, but they were there.
I read something that made me want to get them. I can tell you about it off the podcast, but I think it is worth having them for one reason that's quite entertaining sounding.
Interesting. I don't even know I don't think I got them all. I want to say I got 4 though, at least. I might be missing one. Anyway, what have I played? Other than this, like I say, the Switch 2 stuff that I've played today for the last hour or so. The only thing that I've put significant time in this week has been Elden Ring Night Rain, which came out last week.
And how has that been?
Hard would be my guess. Quite hard. Is it quite hard, Abby?
Yes, I would say it was. I don't know. Yes, it is. It is to me. I've seen people playing it and going, "How are you doing that?" Some people just make it look simple, then you go and
trying though, aren't they? You know how I feel about trying.
It's like I try and incorporate what they're doing, and it just doesn't work the same. That's like as if they're playing with cheats or something. Some people, I don't understand what you're doing. Yeah. So Night Rain is well, you can play it solo, but it is encouraged to be played as a free player, like run based experience
with people.
Yes.
Ugh.
With people, you can play it solo. And it might have been patched already by this point, but the initial run out is that it is not leveled to playing solo. So you'll be playing it with the difficulty as if you were playing with 3 people, but you were playing on your own. And some people like that difficulty. Some people like playing silly hard versions, but apparently it is quite difficult, and they have tuned it and updated it accordingly. I can't remember whether it's already out or the update is coming. I don't know. But anyway, so it is. It's not Elden Ring per se, in as you would know it from the previous, like from the actual base game. It is. You have your character selection, so you select characters at the start of each round. I think there are 6, 8. There's 8. 6 to start with. You will unlock 2 at a later date, and I imagine there'll be more in the future. You then go to the round table to ready up, and you select. I'm using this word, but it's not meant to be like pun bait. You select an expedition, so to speak, and you start the mission like from a ghost bird. You kind of grab onto one of these ghost birds and you fly in over the map, a la like a battle royale game where you are flying over the map and you drop down, and you are
Like Fortnite.
yes, or PUBG or any of these battle royale games. You drop down in the world. It realistically, it kind of just sets you off randomly, and it drops you in. You can't like just in Fortnite and stuff. You come in on the bus, and then you just decide when you want to drop. It pretty much drops you more or less at the start of the where it's dropping you. Pretty much, it's randomly placed area every time. It's not. I don't think, I could be wrong here, but I don't think the map is like set in stone sort of thing. I think it's kind of like sort of like randomly generated. So you're not gonna like every time you land in the top left hand corner, you land in next to a church or a ruin or something like that. It can rotate around the map where these certain locations are. Anyway, so you land, you do some killing of some dudes randomly. You go to a bonfire. There's a bonfire. Is it a bonfire? I can't remember. It's the equivalent of a bonfire in Elden Ring. A grace point it is. That's what it is. And you level up. You don't level up like you would in regular Souls games or Elden Ring. It's just pretty much add a level. Collect this many runes, add a level, and you just level up and all your stats just go up a certain percentage. And then you keep going through and level up like that. You don't go into like previously you'd go into a stat and you'd put a point in a certain stat, like vigor or endurance or whatever it is, intelligence or whatever it is. You don't do that. You just put it in and you go, boom, I'm level 2 now. You do this, you go into dungeons, beat like bosses around the world sort of thing, go to churches, upgrade your Estus flask things, whatever the equivalent is in Elden Ring. I can't remember. They're Estus flasks. They are the things that give you your health back. You want to go to churches because then you will get the more charges you have. Basically, means the more health you can get back. And at a certain point, they'll say the night is coming, sort of thing. And then there's like a circle again, like a battle royale, like a Fortnite. A circle starts to close on a certain area on the map, and you have to be in that zone. And if you're outside the zone, you know about it. You know about it pretty. It is not like, to me, it's not like a regular battle royale where sometimes you can tank outside the zone for a bit because you need to be out there just because you just run in the zone and you've got meds to accommodate for it. You don't have the tons of meds like you do in the Fortnites and your PUBGs and stuff. You can't survive out there for long at all. If you die, If you die out there, you respawn in the zone and you've lost a level. You lose a level, and you're like the Souls game. You can go back and get your runes, but I wouldn't advise going outside the zone because you just can't do it. If you die inside the zone, so to speak, you can go and get your runes back, and then go and re-level up. And you lose a level, and then you can go and reacquire it because you've dropped all your runes. If you go, so if you die in the game, you kind of get knocked and go into like a knocked phase. Your teammates can like kind of pick you up, and they pick you up by attacking you. You just basically swipe your sword at them enough, and it's like a free pips on like a circle, and you basically just got to clear it enough to basically pick you back up. And that's how you get picked up in the game. And you do this up to like there's 2 phases in day 1. It's obviously, I didn't say this. You start at day 1. And there's 3 days in total in this expedition. At start at day 1, the circle closes in. The circle closes in again for the second time, and then the third time it does it, you have to go to an Erd tree, and then you go to the Erd tree, and then the boss of day 1 appears. From what I've seen, I think I've seen 3 different enemies at the start of that day 1. You beat them, you clear the night sort of thing, and you go into day 2. Same thing happens again. You go right. The map opens up again, sort of thing. So you can go back. You can go wander around the map again, doing it all again. Same situation. That circle closes in, and it pushes you to another Erd tree. You do another boss. So you do all that. You do leveling up and what have you. From what I've seen, you want to be kind of like level 5 for day 1 boss, level 10 for the day 2 boss. This is completely me speculating. This is what I've just heard and seen on videos and stuff. And by the time you get to day 3, you want to be at roughly around level cap, which is level 15. So day 3, I've only got to day 3 once, by the way. I've done probably about 12 to 15 runs at this point. I've only got to day 3 once. And you don't go back into the world after beating the boss. You kind of like get teleported to like the final boss zone sort of thing, which is day 3. And before you go in there's like a grace point so you can level up. There's a smithy and a shop so you can upgrade your weapons or buy some items and stuff like that. And then you go into the boss and then you try and beat him. I didn't beat him. And that is like the boss of like the expedition. That is what the first like expedition is. It's like the name of the boss, whatever it is. And then I assume there are other expeditions, and in fact I know there are because I've seen some other bosses which I have definitely not seen. And so far I was a bit skeptical initially. Upon playing it, I was a bit, I'm not sure, because it's like Elden Ring. The parts of Elden Ring are there, but it plays nothing like Elden Ring because it's fast, it's frenetic. You have a sprint button and you just run. You don't have a horse. You just have a sprint button and you run real fast. You have like an ability and then like a super that charges up after a certain amount, and you can use them sort of thing. Your ability charges up over time. Your super charges up after from doing damage to enemies, and as soon as you fill up, you can pop the super. Like I say, it grew on me. You have to be moving at all times for me. You can't sit still in the game, otherwise you get caught out and then you end up dead outside the zone and you lose levels. And as good as you can be, you need to be certain levels for certain bosses. For me, just because you need to be able to do the damage. As you could be the best player in the world, if you're playing it in low levels in a higher level boss, you're just not going to do the damage. And it's going to take forever, which means it's going to be more increasingly likely that you're going to die from from taking damage from the boss. But yeah, the more I played it, the more I got into it, and I've thoroughly enjoyed what I've played so far. I mean, I'm only playing. I need to play with like a full group of 3. I'm only playing with one other friend, so we're always matchmaking with a random, and that can go either really well, where the person knows what they're doing and is just on it, and we just kind of follow them, and they just gonna go, we're going to here, like ping something on the map and goes, this is where we're going. Okay, we'll go there, we'll follow you. And then sometimes they just wander off on their own and don't know what they're doing and get themselves killed. And then so they go into a boss fight low level, and we're struggling. But yeah, I'd like to play it with a full team, speaking over Discord, having good communication sort of thing, discussing what we want to do. But yeah, based on what I've played, it seems pretty good. There are some like different little things in the game. Like I say, there are some unlockable characters. Seemed pretty good. I had to do a boss fight against one of the characters to unlock them. That was fun. That took a little bit of time to figure out what I needed to do, but I did do it. Yeah, like it's cool. It's a cool like take on the game. It's I think it's 40 quid. I don't think it's a full price like 70 quid game these days. It's a 40 pound game. I don't know whether they're going to bring like duos into the game. They might at a certain point and level it for duos. But as it stands, like I say, you can't play it. You can play it solo, or like I say, I queued up with a friend, and we at a certain point we couldn't get in the game because there was not an extra player, and it like okay, so I backed out and then backed back in, and it found as a player pretty quick. I don't know if it was just hanging there, just couldn't find anybody. There are people playing it. There are tons of people playing it. It sold 3 million copies already, I think, is what they said. Over 3 million at this point. So yeah, Elden Ring is back. Separate game, eligible for Game of the Year.
Hang
Probably
on.
not, but
What?
it definitely is. It's not. It's a standalone game. It's like effectively a sequel. It's not the same game in any stretch or imagination. If I wanted to say,
I feel like if that was the case, you wouldn't have needed to specifically make a point of it to start trading us early.
no, I'd like to say I don't think it'll. I mean, I could be wrong. As it stands, I don't think it'll be in my. If it does get into my Game of the Year nominations, it'll sneak in at the top, at like the back end of it. It won't be number one. I know what number one is right now. Yeah. that is pretty much everything from me. Realistically, we'll have more stuff next week. A lot more on Nintendo Switch 2 stuff next week.
Absolutely.
And there's other things. There's other things out as well. So we'll see.
Well, for now,
Yeah, actually,
we'll wrap up then, so we can all go and play with our new toys. Because, like I say, not actually played a game on mine
Yes.
yet, which I'd quite like to do. So, if you want to pester us on the internet, you can do that at Mgukpodcast, or you can follow me at Lalujo.
And you can follow me at Sheepdog6K.
I'm Mr. Lujo.
And out Pab 1986.
And we'll see you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Bye.
Thanks, listener folks.